Messy Desk Reviews, and today we're going to be looking at the Star Wars Black Series Stormtrooper. This is one we've already unboxed. This is one we've had, and I've got a couple of these. I really like foot soldiers, like this. I definitely always am looking for more. If people like to send me them, that's cool. But he's like one of my favorite figures from the Black Series. He's just a good figure. I mean, he's not the best figure. He's got his limitations, but we all know the Stormtrooper and what his Stormtrooper looks like and how they look. So we're gonna get into this a little bit. He's got a lot of fantastic details, like in the helmet. He's got the vents, and he's got the mouth guard, and he's got the blue vents. That's what I like to think they are. You can't really tell, but his eyes are a little bit glossier than every black that's on here. He's got these little details on the side, and he's got looks like they're decals up here, but I mean they're not sculpted or anything. He's got a little. I like to say it's a grenade pack, but I don't know what it is really. And everything's pretty detailed on the figure. They're not terrible. If you look at him, he's got the gun pouch, and his gun goes in there. I like this little blaster. Everybody knows that particular blaster. Most people don't know what this one is. I know that it's going to be reused a lot because it's going to be a base figure, and that's cool, and I like that. That's why I like it's because it's so versatile in what it can and can't do. He's got the dots on his belly. I don't know if you can see it. But everything that you want to be there on this figure, it's there. I really appreciate what I think it's Hasbro that does these, and what they've done with this, iconic character. I think this was the one that bumped his head in that scene, where you see him walking behind Darth Vader and he hits his head. That's what I like to think. That's my favorite Stormtrooper. But I'm going to pass it on to Justin here in a minute and let him do like the articulation of it and everything. And it's just, I like this figure a lot. The Clone Troopers are okay, and we'll get to those later on. But for now, I'm okay with just my Stormtrooper. Justin, you want to take it away after this?
Alright, let's do a quick size comparison before we get into the articulation and details here. Here we have the Red Ranger. He's from SH Figure Arts. And, I mean, Stormtrooper's a little bit taller than he is. We got a little bit wide stance on the Stormtrooper, but...
He's jealous of the Power Morpher. So jealous.
And here is Thor from the, which series is he from?
Marvel Legends, sir.
He is from the
new Marvel Legends.
The new Marvel Legends series. And as you can tell, he's quite a bit taller than our little Stormtrooper here.
Did you have to move the camera up?
Yes.
He's tall. He is a tall Marvel Legends. I really like Thor a lot. I like him better than the first one we had.
And here we have Luke, one of the earlier Black Series figures there. Let's see if I can get him to balance. Maybe. Alright, and here we have Luke. Luke's a little bit shorter than the Stormtrooper, but I mean, he looks good. He's one of the earlier Black Series figures as well. And
yeah, Luke. You expect Luke to be smaller. He's a younger guy. Transformer.
And little Transformer here. Just to give you kind of a scale. So let's move on to the articulation and accessories here and details. Okay, let's get on to the details and articulation here. Looks like we got a double ball jointed head, or maybe a ball joint with a pivot. I don't know, he's got pretty good articulation. You can look down pretty far. You can look way up. Shoulder, he doesn't really have much. It's impeded there by the shoulder armor, but it can go around 360. He's got the bicep swivel here. It's got double jointed elbows. Kind of allow him to reach up pretty far. The wrist here is just on the swivel and hinge system that most figures we see nowadays. The abs will crunch forward just a little bit. I mean, there's not too much. This figure is definitely armored, so and we have the hips. Legs can kick out about that far, kick forward about that far, and the knee is also double jointed. We can get a very good kick back here. The ankle here, you know, toe can point down all the way and almost up all the way there, but doesn't really have the calf swivel or thigh swivel that some figures have there. But other than that, I mean, he's got really good details. Let's get a close-up on the face here. As Chaz was talking about earlier, yeah, he's got little paint apps in here, and it almost looks like water decals or something here and here, how they're kind of pressed in there. Very impressed with the color and how the paint was applied here. Not sloppy hardly at all. Moving on down, definitely has more paint apps along the stomach there and on the little backpack thing. But yeah, he looks pretty good. Okay, as far as accessories go, he has his little rifle, you know, the classic on-screen blaster. No real paint apps here, just black plastic.
In the actual movie version of that one, it has an articulated point. This little handle that most people think, it's actually like a shoulder mount. It swings back in the movie and everything, but you don't really get to see that on camera. Most of the time you see this gun, it's in this configuration. But I'll let you go on.
Okay, and here we have the larger blaster, more of a sniper rifle or long distance. And it looks like it has a little bit of gray dry brushing. Silver, yeah. Gunmetal.
Looks alright.
Yeah.
I mean,
they definitely could have done a little more dry brushing on it to bring out those details, but all in all, it's pretty good.
Okay, so we're here with our final thoughts about the figure now. I'm really kind of biased about this because I'm really partial to the Stormtrooper a lot as a foot soldier, you know. I like just having foot soldiers because you can do like a lot of funny things like this, you know, with the diorama and everything. Throw them together, you can make a lot of customs with them. There's a lot of variation with the Stormtrooper, you know, and especially the Clone Trooper once we get to that. I like the accessories a lot. I like the paint apps on it. It's a very simple figure, and you know, it's a simple paint scheme. There's not a lot that goes into it, so it does make it a good figure. You know, with simplicity, you know, simplicity is bliss, or however that saying goes. You know, there's just so much about the figure. I think that it can be enjoyed if you pick one up, if you could still find them. I like getting them in mass quantities. What do you think, Justin?
Yeah, I really like this figure. It's got pretty good posability. I mean, he's got the double jointed elbows and knees. He is limited slightly by, you know, the bulk of his armor, but he's very well put together. The paint apps or like little details around the face and stuff, they definitely have quality. You know, they took time to make these, you know. Even though they are just, you know, a foot soldier, they're your grunt, everyday military, you know, they definitely have, you know, they can have personality, you know, as you pose them and stuff. There's a lot of freedom because they are so similar, but like I said, you can give them their own personalities and stuff.
Yeah, there's a lot of gags that you can do with them, and with them not having a face, they really can have more personality because they have to talk with their body language, and that's what's cool about these figures. You know, they don't talk with expression. They don't. you get to express that yourself. With a helmeted figure, you get to do that. Like somebody like Luke or something, they're always in a particular looking out to the void or screaming or something, pissed off look. With the stormtroopers, like, for instance, this guy over here, you could tell he's telling a story or something, and this guy, he's pointing off to nowhere, he's like, oh shit, look at that, guys. And, and I don't know if you could see the the scout trooper back there, but he's just peeking through the wall, and it gives him personality, he's like a peep Tom. There's a lot of cool things that you could do with figures like this. And if I had the money, I would totally army build. Like, I would love to get a mass quantity of these guys to do, like, just simple storybooks and stuff like that with dioramas. Just, they're good figures. And if you could find them at a decent price, pick one up. Just have a little fun, And that's what we as collectors like to do, is we like to collect and we like to have fun with our figures. And it doesn't always have to be serious, You could do funny and stupid things with them, and that's the enjoyment of them. With an action figure, you get to do whatever you want with that character or that figure. So there are limitations with these particular figures, and for what you're paying, you're getting a good figure for this. These are a $20 figure originally. And there's variations of the figure. Like there's the Stormtrooper, and then there's the Sand Trooper that you got. And then there's also a black version that comes with the black Scout Trooper. And they're like the stealth version. Those are pretty cool, and I'd like to pick those up if I could find them, but I'm pretty sure aftermarket prices on those are fairly expensive. I don't want to keep rambling on about these figures, but they are good figures, and you really should pick them up. And I know Justin appreciates them because we are huge Star Wars fans. We love, the whole universe. And if I had the money, I'd pick up every Star Wars item that I possibly could, but I'm partial to my figures, and that's what I'm going to keep collecting. What do you think, man?
Yeah, definitely try to pick one of these up if you can. This is from the older Black Series, and collectors have snapped them all up, especially since the new movie's coming out. And you'll have to look around to find one, but it's worth adding to the collection. Like I said, they have pretty good articulation. You've got 2 different rifles, excellent paint apps, so definitely pick one up, put it in your collection, pose it, have it, try to find a couple of them, because it is fun to have multiple Stormtroopers around.
And even if you can only find the Sand Trooper, still pick it up. I mean, it's the same exact figure. There's a couple extra things that you get, and there's like one thing that you don't get. I think that's the belt. You don't get the belt for the Stormtrooper that has the holster in it, but it's still worth getting. If you can find it, pick it up. It doesn't matter what color it is either, pick it up. You will not be disappointed, really. All right, I think that's all our thoughts that we really have. We'll definitely have some more reviews for you soon. But for now, this is what we got, and hopefully you enjoy our review, and maybe you'll check into us a little bit more. Thanks for having us. Bye.